Welcome to day 118 of our school year. "62 days left." Let's go ahead and get down our beginning fraction. We have a total of 180 days. We are on day 118. Let's go ahead and get down the factors of our numerator. So our numerator is 118. Two factors we always know are 1 and the number itself. Using the commutative property of multiplication, we have 118 times 1. Now we're going to go through our divisibility rules, and we're going to go in order so we don't miss any. So in order after 1 we try 2. The rule for 2 is that it ends in an even number. 8 is an even number, so 2 is a factor. 2 times 59, 59 times 2. Okay, next we try 3. The rule for 3 is that we add the digits together. 1 plus 1 plus 8 is 10. 10 is not a multiple of 3, so 3 is not a factor. So we try 4. The rule for 4 is that the last two digits, in this case 18, is a multiple of 4. 18 is not a multiple of 4 though. 20 is and 16 is, but 18 is not. Also, another way to check is if the second factor with 2 is even. So 4 is not a factor. We try 5. The rule for 5 is that it ends in a 0 or 5. It ends in an 8, so 5 is not a factor. We try 6. The rule for 6 is that both 2 and 3 are factors. 2 is, 3 is not, so 6 is not a factor. We try 7. 7 times 10 is 70, 77, 84, 91, 98, 105, 112, 119. 118 is not in that list, so 7 is not a factor. We try 8. 8 times 10 is 80, 88, 96, 104, 112, 120. 118 is not in that list, so 8 is not a factor. We try 9. The rule for 9 is the same as 3. We add the digits together. We get 10. 10 is not a multiple of 9, so 9 is not a factor. We try 10. The rule for 10 is that it ends in a 0. It ends in an 8, so 10 is not a factor. We try 11. 11 times 10 is 110, then 121. 118 is not in that list, so 11 is not a factor. I'm going to check and see if 59 may be prime, because we've gone in order, and if our second factor is prime, we're done. So let's check on our prime number sieve, and yes, 59 is prime, so we are done. Let's go ahead and list our factors from least to greatest. Okay, so we have 4 factors. That means we have more than 2 factors, and it is composite. Now we need to find our greatest common factor. Well, I can make one group of 118, that's a shaded area, but there's only 62 of the unshaded area, so I can't make another group. So I'm going to try 59. Your groups do not have to look like mine, but you do have to have 59 in each group. And you need to keep your shaded separated from your unshaded. Okay, so here's 51 plus 8 is 59. Two plus 50 plus 7. I have 3 left over, so that means that 59 is not a factor. Common factor. Let's try 2. Again, your groups do not have to look like mine. Just make sure there's 2 in each group. And your shaded are separated from your unshaded. Alright, so 2 worked. I have none left over. So 2 is our greatest common factor. Now let's count up our total groups of 2. The way I made my groups, I have 5 groups in each row, so I can count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90 total groups. And I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59 shaded in. Okay, I've done my division with my model. Now I need to do it in a different way. I'm going to use my algorithm. Algorithm just means a step-by-step process to solve the problem. I'm going to use my long division to help me out here. So I'm dividing 180 into groups of 2 or 2 equal groups. I'm dividing 118 into groups of 2 or 2 equal groups. 50 times 2 gives me 100. Numbers the same, zeros a game. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Let's see, I'm going to do 20 times 2. That's easy for me to multiply. The placeholder moves it over a place. 2 times 2 is 4. Numbers the same, zeros a game. More on top, no need to stop. 20 times 2 is 40. Numbers the same, zeros the game. Add our partial quotients. 0 plus 0 plus 0. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, over here, 50 times 2 is 100. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros a game. 5 times 2 is 10. More on top, no need to stop. 4 times 2 is 8. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Now you may have already known that 9 times 2 is 18, and you could have just done that step here and gotten to the solution more quickly. But use what you know to get to your answer. 50 plus 5 is 55, plus 4 is 59. Okay, now let's go ahead and check. Divisor times quotient plus remainder, divisor times quotient plus remainder. Now since our remainder is 0 for both, and the identity property of addition says when you add 0 it stays the same, we don't need to add 0. 2 groups of 0 is 0, 2 groups of 9 tens is 18 tens. 2 groups of 9 is 18, 2 groups of 5 tens is 10 tens, plus 1 more 10 is 11 tens. Okay, 118, that matches our dividend up here, so that checks. 180, that matches our dividend up here, so that checks. So our numerator is definitely 59, and our denominator is definitely 90. Alright, let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. Okay, we are in trimester 2 still, week 13, the last week of the trimester. Today is 3/2/2020, and our fraction for today is 59/90. We did groups of 2, so let's go ahead and get out our number line. Our last one we have is 53/90, so we need to get down 54/90, which is equivalent to 36/60, which is equivalent to 27/45, which is equivalent to 18/30, equivalent to 12/20, but our simplest form, or equivalent fraction in lowest terms, is 3/5. Okay, then we have 55/90, which is equivalent to 22/36, which is equivalent to 11/18. That's our simplest form. 56/90, That is equivalent to 28/45. That's the simplest form. 57/90 is equivalent to 19/30. That's our simplest form, or equivalent fraction in lowest terms. 58/90 is equivalent to 29/45. That's our simplest form, or equivalent fraction in lowest terms. And then today is 59/90. That is our simplest form for today, or equivalent fraction in lowest terms. There's no lines lined up underneath it, because that is it. That's the simplest form. All right, let's go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.